Hi guys, welcome to Jodi Dancers Talks. So today we have Sandra from Dudley MIND who's kindly given up her time to speak to us. So hi Sandra.
Hi Pripal.
Just very quickly, just straight into it. I know you're from Dudley MIND and you guys do amazing work. And I just wanted to ask you, so for people that aren't aware of what Dudley MIND do and who they are, just a quick couple of sentences on what you guys do basically.
Yeah, I'll try and condense it. It's rather difficult. Yeah, I mean, although we Dudley MIND, we work across the Black Country, so all of the 4 towns. And I guess probably our aim is to make sure that we support anybody who's experiencing mental health problems, but a lot of it's around trying to get rid of the stigma and discrimination so that people will come forward. So we sort of say that we won't rest until everybody gets support.
Okay.
We do that through a few services. So peer mentoring, therapeutic gardening, training, a lot of training, some exercise type groups.
Okay, so in terms of tackling the stigma, do you find that it's more prevalent in particular communities like the Asian community, the Caribbean community, etc., or do you think it's a general widespread stigma about mental health itself?
I think there is a widespread stigma, but I think it's more entrenched in certain communities, you know, where people talk about jinns, you know, spirits and black magic, and and it's very difficult then.
So how do you tackle something like that? Because I know especially in the South Asian community there are quite a lot of superstitious people that think, right, I've got this, it's because of someone's done this black magic to me or this and that. How do you tackle that?
I mean, I think it's about normalising mental health, because actually we all do have mental health, and that's what people don't realise. It can be good and it can be poor. So when you start to mention mental health, the word mental, people immediately think, you know, I'm not mad and it's something terrible. Yeah. So if we can try and normalise it and get that conversation out, obviously by working with you guys and people like you, we can hopefully push it out more to communities that are harder to reach. I mean, I think in the last 12 months we've come an enormously long way, and it's really by making these connections with other organisations, with other groups, getting out there, having pop-up events, you know, stands, exhibitions, going into companies, trying to help them to push through the message of mental health, supporting people. I mean, we're working with a school at King's Winford at the moment, training peer mentors to support other pupils with their mental health.
Okay. You guys do a lot of work. You've reached out to organisations and schools. Why is it important to raise awareness? Why do you feel, especially in this day and age, it's important to reach not just young kids but everyone? Why is it important to raise that awareness?
Because of the fact that mental health issues can affect anybody, any age, and it's sometimes just something that happens to us that we're not able to deal with. Some people have got a particular vulnerability, so whilst, you know, half a dozen people won't manage a situation, one person might find that really difficult because of that vulnerability. And even though every time you turn on the television there's something about mental health, it still isn't out there in the community.
No.
You know, if you can open up a conversation because you notice somebody is different, I mean, that's really important. I mean, and you're quite right, it affects a huge amount of people, mental health does. And when you look at suicide, they reckon that suicide affects at least 20 people.
That's a damning statistic.
It is. And if you think that 75% of suicides are male, that's even worse.
Speaking of exercise and people needing to do some sort of activity, I mean, we've been approached by a couple of people because they want to come out but they're quite reserved because they're shy or they're scared that someone might judge me, someone might think of this. How hard or how important is it for them to overcome that first obstacle of getting out the door?
I mean, what you've said is about fear of being judged and also that fear of embarrassment. That's a real barrier to people doing anything really. I mean, one of the things we're doing is we're delivering a course to run leaders about the barriers as to why people might not join clubs or groups because of that.
So, to summarise for me, what I take from this is I think I would recommend anyone with mental health issues to go out there, get active, get fit, find a hobby, because as soon as you guys find a hobby, it helps release those endorphins, makes you feel better, boosts your confidence, and in the long run, hopefully improves your mental health. So I'd like to thank everyone watching this today. If you do feel like you have those little days, those bad days, make sure you get out, join a club, do what you enjoy, and it will make you happier. So thanks for watching.